All right, welcome to MT4 Professional. Today's presentation is a live market scanner for MT4. It's a Q&A session, so make sure that you're not shy. Give me your questions and answers throughout the demonstration. I'll be glad to answer them, to present to you a solution which I hope you would find particularly useful and profitable. Make sure that you understand and know that MT4 Professional Resilient Traders is not an investment advisory service. We're not registered trade advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. But what we can do is teach and train you how to use our software and how to use it to develop a method or a plan that gives you consistent, profitable results. Trading in futures, stocks, cryptocurrencies, Forex, has a large potential for reward, but it also has a large potential for risk. Make sure you're aware of the risks involved and you're willing to accept them if you're going to trade in any of these markets. So please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you do your homework and that you're not just taking someone's blind advice on where the market might be going. Make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start proceeding or moving on in any of these markets. And never trade with live money until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And only then should you start making sure that you can be consistent and profitable following the trade plan that you've developed. And only in a simulated account, then you can move on to prove yourself in a live account. My name is Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director and technology guru. If you do have any questions related to us or the things that we do here, just let us know. We'll be glad to help you out there. Today, we're going to go over a market scanner, what it is, and what MT4 Professional is. We'll give you, of course, a live demonstration of both. And we'll make you a very, very special offer to get started using your very own copy of MT4 Professional at the end of today's presentation. And as usual, this is a Q&A session. So any questions that you might have during the demonstration today, I solicit it from you and ask that you provide me that in the chat box or in the question and answer pane. So what is a market scanner? What is MT4 Professional? If you really think you're able to consider all 50 Forex pairs, the 20 CFDs, the 9 timeframes, and that's only on MT4, that's more than 630 combinations. Can anyone actually go through 630 different pairs at the same time and find all the trade setups? It's very difficult to do. In this world, I'm not going to say it's impossible. It could be hyperbole, but it is very difficult to do. So most often, people just miss opportunities that come their way. If you're going to be trading and you want to be consistently profitable, you need to be correlated. If you're trading uncorrelated instruments, that's the best way to remove uncertainty in the markets. If you're correlated, then you're always going to be trading the same. So by trading different instruments, you will be uncorrelated and you will have a higher probability of getting something that's going to continue to move. So a perfect solution for finding different instruments that are actually moving according to your rules is a market scanner. So a market scanner is a tool that automatically scans the instruments in the symbol universe that you select and matches them with the custom rule sets that you have established. Now, these rules are based upon standard or custom indicators or price action or whatever it might be. So in general, it's not really a signal provider, but it's more of a tool that allows you to do the real-time technical analysis using the strategy that you've already developed and proven that works. So a simple example of what a real scanner could do would be a moving average cross. So if you're looking at a list of symbols over on the right, for example, and you want to consider a nice color-coded tree, like a spreadsheet, then you want each one of these cells to be responsive to whether you have a bullish cross, which is a fast-moving average crossing over a slow-moving average, or a bearish cross, which could be denoted as red, where you have your fast moving average moving under your slow moving average. So if we consider a 15 and 30-minute simple moving average, then we see over on the right how quickly we can assess if any of these pairs are bullish, bearish, long and short term or not. Now you can also see that I would like to see the relationship between shorter and longer term timeframes too, but that's a little bit later in the presentation today. But I want you to see how simple it is that a market scanner should be able to provide for us a clear picture that we can easily search through multiple symbols at the same time and not miss a single setup. That looks very valuable to me. So what about time frames? What about multiple time frames? On MT4, multiple time frame technical analysis is not very simple. You have to go through and remember the time frames of the charts and the locations of the setup in order to do it. It's not really easy to do. But in order to trade with higher time frames, it's going to make you a better trader. If you have a higher probability of a profitable trade and a lower risk of failing. And this is why it's due to correlation. So if you're trading against the longer time frame 4-hour chart, you can see the 1 hour is a lot noisier. The 15-minute is even noisier on top of that, but they're all trading in the same direction. So if you're trading in harmony with this longer term time frame, you're going to end up with much better trade results. You can do this on your own anyway, but if you had something that automatically checked for you, a scanner, for example, that you're trading in line or harmony with the longer time frame charts, if it's bullish and you only want to take bullish trades, you're going to have a much higher probability of success than trying to trade these corrections. And all these small corrections and stuff, if you're trading counter trend, you can see it's going to be very short-lived, and then you're going to be corrected very quickly against you. So, but if you're trading in the direction of the trend, the short-term corrections are short-lived, and the longer-term trend resumes until the longer-term correction corrects. So hang on just a second. I need to do something really quick. All right. So if you're trading in the direction of a longer term trend, you're going to have a higher probability of a successful trade, and you're going to be trading with lower risk. So a market scanner that can do that for you, that can look for these setups based upon the correlation with the longer term time frame, it too would be an extremely valuable tool. So the problem was on MT4, we couldn't really find a professional scanner that met our criteria. We found a few that were either too complex to configure, which meant you had to be a top-notch programmer to use them. Some were unstable. It was just something that just didn't really work. Or it was a single tool that really didn't work well with the entire system. You had to kind of piece it together. Most of them were incompatible with a lot of the indicators that are standard on MT4, and there are a lot of other issues. And so that problem had to be overcome by one solution, and that was we had to make our own. So as professional traders, we decided to create MT4 Professional for our own trading. And that's exactly what we did. And now today, if you look on MT4 or MT5, you'll see that it's the #1 scanner on those platforms. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your new unique criteria and rules. And when you find a good setup, it also gives you the ability to enhance with long-term technical analysis or multiple time frame analysis. So as I said earlier, it's not so easy to do with standard MT4 or MT5, but with MT4 Professional, it's a breeze. One-click setup and integration, it's ready to go. So stay tuned. I'll be going through a little bit more details as we go along. But before we begin, I'd like to get into a poll. If we could, I want to go over to find out if a market scanner could benefit you or not. So of the things I discussed about a market scanner, how best could that benefit you as a trader? Is it less risk in missing trades? Is it less time searching for trade setups? Would it be better chance of finding high probability trades, or you just don't know? Let me know. As soon as enough poll entries are recorded, then we'll be able to close the poll and move on. All right, so we see that better chance of finding high probability trades is the highest percentage winner. That's awesome. Less time wasted searching for trade setups. There are a few people that don't really know. That's okay. That's why you're here. You're trying to find out if a scanner is really necessary or not. So you want to be there finding these high probability trades and the setups that you're looking for. So that's awesome. All right. So the next section, we're going to move right into a live demonstration. But first, we're going to be going through some questions about scanner configuration. So which one interests you the most? Are you looking for a possibility of a price and moving average interaction? Would you be looking for a MACD and signal cross? Are you familiar with or using the alligator tool in your current setup? Or you just want a simple moving average crossover, which is probably the most popular? Or if there's some other setup, just let me know. Click other here, and then if you put your details in the chat window, I'll be more than glad to see if I can't set up a configuration for you during today's demonstration. So the highest setup that you give us today, I'll be spending most of my time on. So go ahead and submit your information here, and let me know what configuration best interests you, and I'll be more than glad to show you here very quickly. All right, yeah, looks like a moving average crossover and EMA and price are neck and neck, followed by MACD and alligator. Most people probably don't even know what an alligator is. That's fine. But I'll also show you that we can include multiple strategies anyway. So yeah, we'll look at the moving average crossover. We will look at EMA and price. We'll look at them together. We'll even look at them together with a MACD and signal. We might even include them along with RSI or Bollinger Bands. It doesn't matter. All of those will work. And you can use them all at the same time. But remember, the more complicated you make it, the more CPU time it's going to take in order to crunch the numbers. So let's go ahead and get into our demonstration to do that. So let me pull it up. This is MT4 Professional running right now on my Owanda account. You can see over on the left-hand side, I have the scanner control panel, which gives us a configuration button, a settings, and a snapshot button. Gives me a symbol list and a full spreadsheet type display that enables me to see multiple time frame scan analysis. So I can see bullish or bearishness, bullish being green or bearish being red, for 3 different time frames, 15, 30, and hourly. You can control the speed that this scanner goes through. As you can see, it's flying through a lot of the different setups, but you can control the speed under the settings icon here by clicking fast, medium, or slow to control its output on your screen. All right, you can see on the screen on the right, this is your display for your charts. So you can see that the chart is divided into 3 windows, a 15-minute, according to the scanner, 30-minute, and hourly. I have the 15-minute chart bigger than the other 2 because it's where I'll be doing most of my trading and setup. You can see there's a crosshair located on the chart, and notice on the other charts that the crosshair, both time and price, automatically relocate and scan across them all. So without even having to stop it by clicking and moving down and memorizing this number, typically on MT4, that's what you'd have to do. You have to memorize this location and date then you'd have to go over to the other chart and do the same thing and move it. Gone are those days, because with MT4 Professional, it's very simple to see where on the longer time frame you really are. You can see this setup, which looks quite large on your 15-minute, is just a smaller short-term correction on a longer-term downtrend on the 30 or even the hourly trend chart. So you can see it looks like it's a big breakout, but it's not. It's a continuation of a long-term trend. So that's really good information to be able to see and to use. Also, if you'll notice the symbol list on the left-hand side, with a single click, I can change the symbol on all three of my charts. Normally on MT4, you have to go over here to your market watch and drag and drop symbols, which you can. If I drag and drop the Aussie on this chart, notice it changes just that chart. But if I click the Euro US dollar, then it will automatically change to the Euro on all of my charts with one click. And so everything is integrated and set up to be working and setting up properly as you see. So right now I've got set up a price and moving average interaction. So this is a EMA and price configuration. Whenever price closes below the EMA, I consider that to be bearish. Whenever price closes above the EMA, I consider that to be bullish. So on my rules, the rules that I use to change the color of these cells, that's what I want to see. I want to see a close above the EMA, and then I'll change it green. A close below will change it red. And if I apply that same rule to a longer time frame, like the 30 or the 60, then I can see that they are currently both bearish, bearish, bearish. So I have three bearish moves setting up on the charts in these setups. The Euro US dollar, bearish, bearish, bearish. So we can see each one of these setups are producing on my scanner the results that I want to see. So let's look at that configuration just to get it out. So the name of it is called EMA and price. It's a custom configuration that I created. When you first get MT4 Professional, you have several examples called presets that we provide for you ahead of time. We give you many different ones. In this case, you can see that there are 12, 14 different configurations that you are provided, which give you examples, not only of EMA and price, moving average crossovers, MACDs, alligators, relative strength, and so forth. You get a lot of these things that give you examples of how to use them on a chart. You also see on the bottom a receive or inbox. This is how you can transfer configurations from one trader to another. So it's a really great tool to get traders all on the same page at the same time so that you can trade together as a team. So you just simply click on the configuration that interests you and click load. If it's a preset, that's all the option you'll have. If it's a brand new preset, then click your create custom configuration and then use one of these as an example file, and it will create a duplicate of it up here. And then you can edit it at that point. So let me edit this configuration and show you. On the right-hand side, you can see I've got three charts set up, one large chart and two small ones. Now notice I can change the size of these charts just any way that I want to. I can move them around. I can create a brand new chart. I can change the time frame, and I can select a template to put on it. This EMA and price is a template that's being applied, which makes it look like the background you see here. By hitting the plus sign, I can add any template that I've already created on my MT4 or MT5 platform and apply it directly to the chart I'm interested in. So I don't have to worry about recreating anything. If I have a chart that has a specific setup or template that I like using, then just simply give the name of that setup once you've configured it. And if you don't have one configured yet, then simply make one by going to your template and setting the Save Template button to create a template, and then use that template here in the workspace configuration area. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see is the scanner control panel. This is where you can establish your symbol list or your scanner rules. So if you click that, your symbol list is over on the left. It's a very easy, just point and click. Whatever's on the left are the choices you have available. Whatever is on the right is the currently displayed scanner list that you're going to use. You make your selection over here, click the right arrow, and it will automatically add it to the list on the right. It's very easy to update and change. Just X out anything that you don't want. You can get rid of them all. You can select ones over on the left-hand side individually and add them, or you can go through holding the control key down and clicking with the control key, you can individually select ones that you want, add those to the list on the right, or you can go up to the top and just type in a filter like Euro and type all of the symbols that include the Euro and start adding them. Hold your Shift key down and you can select multiple ones. The control key allows you to get rid of the ones that you don't want on the list. Clicking add adds them over to the right. Once you have this finished, then just simply click OK, and it will make that your new current symbol list. If you want to go through the scanner list, then this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the meat of the program. So if you're looking at a color rule, this is the section where it's going to define the color of the cell that it's set up in. So let's pull that down. We see that we just have one color rule, and it's called the main color rule. Here you can have any number of color rules associated with any time frame, and you can turn them on or off simply by clicking them. And I'll show you an example later on of multiple ones. But for now, let's click the edit or pencil button to open that up and to see what kind of rules cause these colors to change. Now this is EMA and price. So I've got a price action, which I've defined as an indicator called price. Click the pencil, and that allows you to edit the indicator price. It's currently set to a current price value. There's nothing really to change. If you want to change it, just simply click this button right here. But if you don't, just click the cancel. If you do need any help at all with this, with configurations, then just click this and it enables you to get live help right away. So currently I'm looking at price being greater than my 15-period exponential moving average. It's based on the close of price. That's bullish. If I want to add another rule, I can just simply click this and I can select from the two current ones, or I can just simply add a new indicator. So I can choose any indicator that I want. You can select from any of the standard MT4 indicators that are provided, the category trend. You can select any of the indicators that are in the trend indicator list. You can go for your oscillators and find any of the indicators that are on the oscillator list. There's your RSI, there are your stochastics. And then you can go with anything on your volume list as well. So if you like using all the different instruments or indicators, you go from that list there. If you are using a custom indicator that is not on the standard indicator list, then you click the pick from your computer button. And then what this does is gives you a list of all of the indicators on your MT4 MQL4 directory list, and enables you to add any of the characteristics of these customized indicators onto your list if you don't already have them. So I'll just go ahead and trash that since I didn't add one. Here on my condition set 2, after condition set 1 is evaluated, if it is not true, it goes and evaluates number 2. It says or, so it says number 1 or number 2. So it goes through and looks at that. If number 1 is true, then it will make the cell green. If number 2 is true, it'll make the cell red. If neither of these conditions are true, it will make the color of the cell yellow. That's the default color. And of course, you give it a rule name. I called it main CR, but you can call it anything that you like. And click the OK button to confirm your changes. And it goes back to your settings now. You can see I have one set up here for my 15-minute time frame. I have one for a 30-minute time frame. Let me expand this window a little bit. I have one set up for my hourly time frame. If I want to add another time frame, just simply click the plus sign, set the time frame that you want. Make sure you apply a color rule by selecting the tick box on it, and you're good to go. You don't have to put an indicator to show section or a name if you don't need to. If you put a name, then it will create a different name than the time frame on your scanner. So if you like different names on top of your scanner list, then put that here. The indicator to show is a section that gives you the ability to output the indicator to the scanner list itself. So the output of this scanner will then show not only the color, but it will also show the value of the indicator also in the cell. You use this section here to do that. And then you simply pull down the list and tell it which value do you want displayed in the cell along with the color. If you don't want a color rule, then just simply tell it what indicator value you want to show. So you have that opportunity. And if you find that there's some time frames that you don't really want, then you can always just do it by clicking it and saving it. At the top of this configuration window, you'll see that there's a Start From Configuration button. If you have a color rule that you've already established on another setting or configuration, you can pull that same color rule in and just edit it here. You don't have to start from scratch. So just click the Start From Another Configuration button to quickly get up to speed on where you're going. Also, if you want to have real-time notifications sent to you whenever this condition is true, then you can turn this one on by clicking this box. And then you can also have SMS messages sent to you by verifying that your phone number is set up in the MT4 Professional users area. So make sure you do that if you want real time, but caution, if you have very fast time frames, you will get a lot of notifications because every time the cell changes, you will get notified through the system. Last but not least, the size window controls the size of this MT4 Professional scanner control window. The width of the window is controlled by this. So if you have multiple time frames and you need to have a little bit more space here, then you can leave it in automatic and it should do a pretty good job, but you can scale it down or up if you want to. Are there any questions on this so far? Will the system send me SMS notifications also to Germany? Yes, it'll send you notifications to the location that you give it. So give it a +49 code for Germany, and then your number that's there. Absolutely. Close this out. So you can see the rules I'm using on this are very simple and straightforward to use. So let's pull up a little more complicated example here. So I wanted to see a moving average crossover. Well, in this case, I'll pull up the MACD because what that actually does, the MACD is like a moving average crossover because you're looking at a histogram, which if you follow the envelope of that histogram is very similar to a moving average. The histogram has a signal line attached to it. So whenever the signal line is less than the histogram, that is a bullish setup. Whenever the histogram is less than the signal line, that's a bearish setup. So you're looking to go long anytime your histogram crosses above the red line, and you're looking to go short anytime the histogram crosses below the red line. That's the MACD. You couple that with your exponential moving average, then you can see price interacting with your EMA gives you either support or resistance, and it also gives you bullish or bearish sentiment in that direction. You couple that with the longer term time frame, consideration, then that gives you a very powerful indication of price together. And then when you see these configurations set up and you couple that with your relative strength, then you can see when relative strength becomes oversold, you want to be getting out of whatever trade that you're in. So if it's oversold or below the 30 line, then you can start taking profits on that trade. When it's above 70, you want to start taking profits on any long trades. And so that's the idea behind it. You're using the tools that you have to help you create a strategy that will help you to be consistently profitable and successful. And MT4 Professional is ideally suited to help you to see when these configuration rules are set up and ready to go. So let's look at a rule configuration example. Let's edit this. And before I go on, notice in the right-hand corner, there is a Traders Network icon. This allows you to share whatever configuration you've developed with any of the other traders on MT4 Professional. So if your buddies are trading with you and you have a really cool setup you want to show off, click that button and send it to them and tell them to open it up. They can open it up inside of their inbox down here on the very bottom right here. They'll receive a message in their email and here in MT4 Professional that says your friend's name or your name sent them the name of your configuration, and they'll automatically have it on their computer ready to go. All right, so let's get back in to this configuration and let's see what we're set up. You can see I have 3 charts set up. I have 4-hour, I have a daily and a weekly setup. You can see the same thing set up here on my charts. And on the scanner rules, you can see on the scanner rules that I have a strong signal indication. This strong signal is defined by 3 different parameters. One, I'm looking for a moving average cross MACD. Which MACD? It's the MACD indicator, the base indicator line, which is the histogram. I'm looking to see if the histogram is less than the MACD signal line. So if that histogram is less than the signal line, that's a bearish condition. So it's got to be true. And the close of price has to be less than a 15-period exponential moving average. And the relative strength, which is based on 14-period close of price, this is a 2. So that's the second output, which is delayed. The 2 on the outside of the parentheses tells me that the output of the RSI has been delayed by 2, which is I'm looking back previous relative strength value. So the previous relative strength has to be greater than the current relative strength. So if you're looking at your relative strength and say, for example, this right here is the previous value right here, and this is the current value, then you can see that the previous value is greater than the current value. So that means the slope is going down. If the previous value in this case is less than the current value, that means the slope is going up. So I'm looking for bullish or bearish relative strength. So if all 3 of these conditions are true, I want the cell to be color-coded red. If that's not true, then it's going to consider this one. So if my signal line or the indicator, so in this case, if the histogram is greater than the signal line, bullish. If close is greater than the EMA, bullish. And if the previous relative strength is less than the current relative strength, previous, current, that's bullish. So that's the condition I'm looking for. If neither one of these are true, it will be yellow and I'm done with it. I don't have to worry about looking at it. This is what I consider a strong bullish or bearish signal. So whenever these are applied to any time frame, I now can see very quickly using my scanner which one of these are trending bullish, trending bearish, or neutral. So I can see on the Euro-US dollar I'm on right now, the 4-hour is bearish. I can see bearish EMA. I can see bearish MACD, and I can also see a bearish relative strength. So I am very bearish on the short term. On the daily, you can see I'm bearish here. I haven't gone bearish here yet. That looks bullish because it looks like it's above it, but it could be just changing. And the relative strength is definitely bearish. So I'm close to it being bearish. The weekly chart, I am bearish. Here I am bearish and I am bearish. So you can see that this is cycling. Today, if this price closes where it is right now, this will probably change to bearish, and then I'll have a confirmed cycle from neutral to bearishness and a potential point of break. But notice from multiple time frames that the daily has definitely broken down below prior support. But you can see from the weekly, oh no, actually, I got it wrong. 4 hour, the daily is breaking that from the 4 hour, but you can see it's going back down into shorter term support. And on the weekly, you can see that that is in a lower trending range. So it looks almost like it's channeling. You've got price failing to produce a new high in a previous high. So it could hold for another shot, or it could break down. So you've got 3 different scenarios to consider on your weekly chart. But for the short term, it looks good as a continuation move, at least to this point right here. So then you would be looking for a potential 60 or so pip move to get you to where you'd want to be on the time and price charts. So based upon your horizon and your trades, if this does continue back down, then you have a potential for it to go down to this point here, which would be at about 142 pip move, or in the longer term, to consider this trade here, you'd be looking for it to get back down to at least this point here, which is in line with the prior support right here. And that would give you about 340 pip move. All right, so that's the setup that you're looking at, the condition of the trade, and that's exactly what you see telling you from your charts. Now you can go through very quickly and analyze all the other setups to find out that the Swiss, New Zealand Swiss is set up as a bullish with a neutral longer term. So if this neutral longer term goes bearish, you know that this has a high potential of switching back out again. Probability is that these 2 shorter term trades, though, are going to also go neutral as well, unless they're just now starting to cycle back into that. So this goes bull, bull, bull. Then anytime this cycles out of a bull mode and then back into it, that's a trade setup, and that's what you'd be looking for. The same with the other setups as well. So you see any of the other ones cycle from that position, a position of strength, weakness, then you have a much better trade setup if you're coming from a weak, fast time frame aligning with your strong, longer, or slower time frames. Super, super intelligent tool, and you can use any of these configurations on the system. So I've gone through setups and configurations. Now let's look at how it goes when you go mobile. So if you're on a mobile platform, say for example, the browser, you pull your browser up on your mobile device, say for example, your cell phone or your tablet or your laptop. You browse to MT4 Professional's main website and you log into the members area, then go over to the RealTime Scanner. The RealTime Scanner gives you a lot of good information whenever you can't hang around your computer. So notice that on my laptop here, or on my computer desktop, I have MT4 Professional running, and I need to go to lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it running, and I'm going to pack up and go to lunch. I'm going to meet my friends over at local lunch, have a few brews, sit down, relax, maybe a glass of wine, and we're going to talk about trading. But I want to bring my scanner with me. So I'm going to, on my mobile device, I'm going to pull up MT4 Professional, and it's going to display for me my symbols and my scan list. You can see it's an exact replica of the current list that's here. Anything that changes here automatically changes here in real time. Also, it's interactive. So if I wanted to look at the pound, for example, because it looks really good, it's going to automatically change to the pound on the scanner that I'm looking at. And let me pull it back up again. Sorry about that. And it's going to display over here on the right-hand side a snapshot of what these scanner charts look like. So you can see at this point, that does look like a potential short setup. I'm getting ready to take that as a trade. So if you're away from your desk and you can't take it there, take the trade off of your mobile device directly through your brokerage account. Easy, easy, easy. You never have to be away from your trade, and you don't have to be constrained to your computer because you can take it with you anywhere. Any of these can be stored away in the snapshot section of your MT4 Professional members area. So you got all of your snapshots, which can be categorized and tagged for a specific topic. So all of your New Zealand trades or all of your Euro trades can be set up. You can go through and share them either locally or globally using the private or global settings. And you can make your entire page here set up public or private, including the links to share for any of the social media options that you have available. So if you say that you want to share this setup, then you can click on any of these tags and share them socially or globally that you want. Okay. You also have full control of all of your MT4 or MT5 license accounts. And if you want to become a referral and you want to send other people our way, then we will also give you full credit on your subscription for every person that you refer to us. So for every single person, you get a whole month of subscription price knocked off of your account for every person that you send our way. So as a thank you, say we appreciate your support. And of course, you can see any of the indication signals. So any notifications, any messages that you have sent through or set up through your notifications panel can be sent here as well, in addition to any announcements that we might send out, which might tell you there's a new version of the software that's out. So go to your members area. In the big blue box here, you can see you are able to download the current full version of MT4 Professional for MT4 or for MT5. It's all right there. Okay, so are there any setups that come with presets? As Claudio answered, yes, there are about 14 presets that are included, and we can add others in the future. And if you request, then we can also add those to you as well. I see a question from David, says he's interested in price action reaction to supply and demand zones. If you have a supply and demand zone that provides an output via the data window, you can check that by clicking your data window. And if the output of your supply or demand zone indicator displays over on your output of your window, then yes, you can compare or look at any price or any other indicator for that matter that interacts with that supply or demand zone. So absolutely. Let's see, other question that was there. Will the system send me? Yes, I already said that one. Yes. Okay, yeah, we'll look at we got the MACD, we got the RSI, we got most of those already. Is there a setting load file so I can send my settings in a file and my colleagues load the exact? Yes, that's what I was showing you earlier on the configuration. If you were to load, say, for example, this configuration right here, click the edit button, and in the bottom right corner is a share configuration. It's not a load file. You don't have to do anything else. They automatically get it. So if you click this button, type their email or their name in here, you start typing it right here, and then you look for the person that you want to send it to, click share, and it's that easy. It automatically shows up inside their inbox, All they have to do is click on the inbox and click the load, and they have it just like that. Why is it so quick and easy? Because everything is cloud-based. Everything gets stored and used from the cloud so that you can take it with you anywhere. It's automatically backed up, and you never have to worry about losing any of your configurations ever again. You can take them with you even. So if you log out of this computer and you take your and go over to some location, or you go travel and you pull up a new computer, all you have to do is log into your MT4 Professional account, and all of your configurations that you already have preset come right up. So you don't have to worry about setting everything up again. It's already ready to go. So you don't have to worry about load files or anything like that. Just open up your configurations panel, go to the configuration that you already have, go to the presets that are already here, or go to your inbox and open up what someone else has already sent you. It can't get any easier than that. You are very welcome. Are there other questions here before we go on and make a very special offer for you guys to get started with your own copy of MT4 Professional? All right then, so let me pull my display back up here really quick. So of all the settings that we've done, let's go look at the setups. I want to find out what I've shown you that might be best beneficial to you. So of all the features that you saw in MT4 Professional, did you like the single click integration on the charts the best? Did you like the scanner? Of course, my rules, my way. Did you like the traders network aspect? Did you like the fact that it's mobile, or that you can take it anywhere with you at any time? Did you like the fact you could easily do multiple time frame technical analysis, or how easy it was to set up and use? There's a lot of other features I could even list, but these are probably the most popular. But from these, which one, single choice, of course, you probably like them all, which I do, but which one of these do you like the best? Give me your answer really quickly and we'll share our results with you. Those of you who are curious, this is a live presentation, but it is being recorded. It's being live streamed on Facebook. So it'll be available there, as well as we'll send it to you if you registered for today's class in an email, and we'll give you a message in the email when the recording has been completed. So the scanner, of course, my rules, my way, 71% of you, absolutely. Multiple time frame technical analysis, really, really high on the list. Those are usually two of the higher ones. The other ones are just really nice features. The ability to single click integrate, the traders network, the fact that it's mobile, how easy it is, just pull down menus, no programming. It's just a win-win all the way around. All right, and next I want to see, based upon this, what's the benefits you the most as far as the trade? So are you currently using MT4 Professional? I want to know if you're using it or not. So if you are, then click yes if you love it. If you're not currently using it, then you just haven't had time to try it yet, or you want to know more about it. You're not sure yet if you need it or not, or you're just not interested at the moment. That's okay. Just let me know what your current interest level is, and I'll be more than glad to give you some information on that. So I submitted my own question to that, and then as soon as we get done with the responses, we'll move right on to our offer. Thank you for participating in our polls. It really helps a lot. All right, so almost over a third of the class today are using it right now and love it. So thank you very much for your feedback. Looks like 25 and 25 don't use it now because they haven't really tried it yet, but you have your opportunity very quickly to try it. No, you want to know more, and that's why you're here today. So thank you for coming. You're not sure if you need it or not. I understand that as well. So that's why you're in my class. Hopefully, I've answered all of your questions so that you'll know whether you do need it. And if you do have unanswered questions, please give me your questions now so I can show you, because every question I answer for you is probably a question someone else wants, but just really didn't ask it. So I appreciate your feedback. So I want to give you a very special offer. Of all the tools that I've shown you, all the features of MT4 Professional is available on MT4 and MT5. So you get access to both of those tools. Those are about $700 monthly value. You get access to the exclusive Skype chat group. That's a group of traders using the MT4 Professional platform right now who want to trade and interact with other people. We give you full access to that Skype chat room. We give you unlimited configuration storage, unlimited emails and push notifications every month. Plus, we give you 100 SMS notifications as needed every single month. So that's all included on your monthly subscription. And you get all the pre-configured presets as examples on the setups. That's about a $22.95 value. Of course, you're not going to pay $22.95 for this configuration. For a limited time, we make it available to everyone for $194 a month. But since you're part of my class today, I want to give it to you for $97 a month. $97 a month for all of the features I've shown you. Not only that, but I'll give it to you for 14 days absolutely free. Just sign up and register for this, and 14 days you can use it. At the end of 14 days, if you don't love it, or even before that, at any point, you can cancel at any time and not a single penny will be put on your credit card. But at the end of 14 days, if you do love it, you can just do nothing and it will automatically start charging $97 per month to your credit card that you provide. But you get it for 14 full days to evaluate it. It's the full version of MT4 Professional. No features are held back for you. You can use it and even make money on it for the next 14 days, whatever you like to do. If you need to contact us with any other questions or comments, you can send us an email at support@mt4professional.com. We'll be more than glad to help you answer your questions or to give you any custom quotes or any other information you might need for your large groups. But for now, mt4professional.com/trial will get you going and start at $97 a month. Don't forget, 14-day free trial of the full software version. And you get full access to the Skype community as well. Now I'll jump back into the demonstrations. If you do have any other questions, I'll be glad to do that right now, and I'll make sure I don't cover up the link on the bottom so that you can still see it and gain access to it. Thank you very much. I see quite a few people are signing up today, so I appreciate your support, and I'll be more than glad to work with you in the coming days and weeks to help you get that set up. So Max asked a question about a pre-configured scan for looking for divergences of price versus MACD or RSI. I don't think there's one that's already set up that looks for divergences, but there is one here for MACD. Wait, no, that's mine. Pre-configures. There's a MACD that looks for these setups, but it's not looking for divergences. Here's relative strength, pattern, multiple time frame, multiple conditions. So this is looking at the different SMAs, simple moving averages. So 3 different SMAs on 3 different time frames. So nope, it doesn't look like it does on divergences, but it shouldn't be a problem. If you have an indicator that already presents or provides the divergence value, then it can set that up for you. And you can very quickly test for that. Is it difficult to scan for that? It could be, it might be, because you're trying to find some conditions, but But what I see is if you can see, say, for example, current price greater than previous price, so you're looking for a current value less than a historical value, and at the same time you're looking for, say, relative strength to be decreasing. So an increase of price and a decrease of relative strength gives you a very bearish setup, especially if you're looking for divergence. And so that would be a good thing to test for. You can also do the same thing off of the MACD. You can also do the same thing off of money flow. So there are a lot of different ways to scan and look for that. So the condition that I showed you earlier on the MACD that looked at the relative strength. So let me edit this configuration and show you. Then I was looking at the relative strength 2 bars ago to the relative strength of the current close. So that's actually looking for a bullish or bearish relative strength. So if I were to do that and compare it to, say, price 2 bars ago compared to the current price, then I have a divergence measure, which can be bearish if I made this red, or bullish if I changed the direction of those scans. So that is a very simple comparison. That gives you a direct divergence answer. That's simple. If you have an indicator that already shows the divergence on the list, so that you have your money flow indicator that gives you a divergence output, then simply check it by displaying your data window and looking to see if the divergence value that is shown on the screen is displayed. And if it is, then all you have to do is test for that output value to show whether divergence is true or not. And that's the easiest way. If you have a specific guideline that you're looking for, but you don't have an indicator that will show it, then we also at MT4 Professional can create a custom indicator for you that will integrate with the scanner. And all you have to do is test it, and we'll even set up a configuration for you that uses it. So contact us and let us know what you'd like, and we would be more than glad to set up a custom scan and configuration for you for a minimal fee, just for the time of our programmer to analyze it, set it up, and develop that custom indicator and the customized scan setup for you. We'll be more than glad to do that. But if you already have one that will display the value, it's very simple to do. Another question, will the notification be sent? Will be send a candle close or when candle is touching the MA? You have the option of defining that in the indicator setup. So when you select your configuration, you can define where you want it to be. So notice on the setup here that I defined the relative strength as the closer price, but you can change that closer price to be at the open, at the high or the low, or wherever you want it to be. Also, current price, you can define the current price as the close, the open, the high, low, or current price value. So it can be the current price moving across a moving average can be your test factor. So that is a constantly changing value that changes on every time frame or every tick. So you have to be careful in using current price, in that it will, even if it comes up and just touches it, it'll trigger even if it doesn't close beyond it, which it really isn't going to be a valid signal if you're looking for it. But yes, it has the capability to do either one. Not a problem. You define it. So if we were to pull this up and add a new value, let's choose an indicator. Let's look up price. And if you select the price, you can define the price being the current price. You can choose open, high, low, or close. It's that easy. Just select from any pull down value. Other questions I can answer here? We've got about a minute or two left, so take advantage of the time while you've got it. We hold this class every 2 weeks on Monday at the exact same time. But you can always get a hold of us at support@MT4Professional.com if you do need us. Support@MT4Professional.com if you do have any questions of any time between there. Or like I said, if you're a member of the Skype chat room, you can ask 24/7 for any of the seasoned veterans in the Skype chat room as well. Make sure you click the link, get started with MT4 Professional today, get started with your 14-day free trial, and see how MT4 Professional can revolutionize your trading. Thank you very much then for your time and attention. I appreciate it. You guys have the great rest of your week, and I hope to see you here or in the Skype chat room. I see one more question just came through. Is it suitable for cryptos? If you have cryptos as part of your market watch, then absolutely. It'll work with any symbol for that matter. So anything that your broker supplies you on your market watch is a tool that can be used and analyzed and traded on MT4 Professional or MT5 for that matter. You're very welcome. And remember, it's mobile. It goes with you wherever you do. So while it's running on your desktop back at home, you can take your laptop or tablet with you, and you're not trapped at home waiting for that trade to set up. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you this same time in about 2 weeks. Or in the Skype chat room, whichever comes first. You're very welcome. Max, appreciate your questions. Bye for now.